How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Dogfish Head Brewery's Burton Baton, an oak-aged Imperial India Pale Ale. What we have here is apparently quite the infamous brew from Dogfish Head. This is their Burton Baton IPA, and not only is it Imperial, but it is also oak-aged, and from what I hear, it's bourbon barrel oak-aged, obviously. It comes in at a massive and monstrous 10% alcohol by volume. You'll probably be feeling it after you drink this one bottle here. I unfortunately only have a single. I was only able to get this in a single. It's pretty uncommon from what I've read. And just to read you their description, it says, "This special ale is a two-thread blend of young and wood-aged Imperial IPA. Please share it with loved ones and hoard it from the non-believers." I've been hoarding it in my cellar for not very long now, a couple months. But I want to review before it gets entirely too cold out, because I kind of shut down on IPAs once it just gets freezing outside. I prefer to drink the stouts and stuff. So anyway, let's get along with the review. I'll be drinking it out of the very proper glassware, the Dogfish Head branded IPA glass. I mean, these two are meant for each other, right? So let's get the cap off of here. I'm really excited to try this. I've been eyeing it like every time I go into the cellar, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what it tastes like. A bourbon barrel IPA. I don't know. Straight out, it pours a very nice orangish honey gold color. I'm going to pour this straight down the center here. Formed a nice two fingers of light yellow, kind of honey colored head. In the light, it is like honey. It looks awesome in the glass. Just like this deep, burnt caramel, orangish, amber honey color, as you can see. It looks fantastic as an IPA. As far as the aromas on this go, I can actually smell just the lightest touches of kind of like whiskey tastes or smells to this. It's got the classic things you would expect from a strong Imperial IPA, like your hops and your grapefruit, stuff like mangoes and peaches, but they're not overly sweet. It's very savory side of a mango and a peach, kind of like the rind almost. Maybe even some orange juice in this, like unsweetened orange juice, sort of, just like very mild. There may be some apple there too. But I am picking up just very faint hints of kind of a buttery, caramelly sort of bourbon note on this aroma. On the very back, it's very slight, but it's just there. Definitely smells interesting, so let's see if it stands up to its crazy reputation that precedes it in the taste. Whoa. That tastes like straight up whiskey. I have got to say, before I go any further, from everything I have ever drank that claims to be bourbon barrel aged, none of it comes forward truer on the bourbon tastes than this right here. Wow. As soon as it hits your tongue, you get sweet, buttery, caramelly bourbon. It is so good. And that fades into your slightly bitter hops, grapefruit, and citrus fruits. But that bourbon is up front, loud, and clear. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Needless to say, incredibly boozy. The alcohol is full forced in this beer. I love that personally. Like I keep saying, I like boozy beers, really heavy beers where I can taste the alcohol. Some people praise breweries for hiding the alcohol. If you're one of those people, you won't be praising them for it on this beer, because the alcohol, the whiskey, the bourbon, it is up front, loud, and clear. It's very in your face. As soon as it hits your tongue, bourbon, molasses, maple syrup, oak wood, buttery caramel, burnt caramel. These all kind of mingle together into that bourbon, glazy sort of taste. And then it fades into your Imperial IPA tastes. Even from here, I can smell like brown sugar coming off of this IPA from here. That is incredible. I think every single brewer should take notes and learn a thing or two from the way that they have bourbon barrel aged this beer, because it is so delicious. I mean, sometimes when I taste it, when I hear about bourbon barrel aging and I drink it, it's like, oh, there's faint little touches of whiskey in that. I mean, this gets it all. It gets whiskey. It gets the buttery side of whiskey, the burnt caramel side, the brown sugary side, the oak woody side, the maple side, the syrupy maple side. It is the entire package deal. It's so different from an IPA that I can't call it the best IPA I've ever drank, but I want to. The only reason why I'm not going to say it's the best IPA I've ever drank is because there's probably no other IPA like this under the sun. But it's totally the best IPA I've ever drank. What I'm saying is, if someone said you could only live, we'll give you an endless supply, but you can only live with one IPA for the rest of your life, so far, this would be the one. I mean, this is great. So, obviously, it gets a 10 out of 10, 5 stars, perfect IPA. Probably, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the most delicious offering I have drank from Dogfish Head Brewery, period. Something else special by them hiding out in the cellar, but we're getting very close to that review, but I'll keep it a secret for now. Anyway, that has been my review of Dogfish Head's Burton Baton and Oak-Aged Imperial IPA. Fantastic. If you're a fan of the style, you have to try this. A fan of bourbon barrel aged beers and IPAs, it'll be right up your alley. Anyway, 10 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.